What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? News on live right now. He's acting a fool. He's being disrespectful. He's deflecting a lot. So I just want you to peep game. He's deflecting from actually speaking about the truth and what happened because he does not want to own up to his wrongs. He doesn't want to own up to the wrongs of carbonation. So I want y'all to peep game and pay attention to that. When Dakula was on live, he was talking about raping him. He was being disrespectful. That in no way, shape, or form was any type of build or any type of intellectual conversation. He deflected the entire time and played games because he's doing it for attention. So I want you to peep that. Stop giving this man energy. Like he said, he has to pay for his own actions. Let him pay for his actions. Let him fall with carbonation. Playing mini games. Alright, I'm about to add somebody in the room. Hello?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi, Tory. I wanted to first say that I didn't speak to him with no disrespect towards you. I just didn't like the fact that he was on there, being disrespectful by saying fuck you. And I wanted him to think about what he was saying and doing. Because I don't feel like that's him talking at all. I feel he is completely brainwashed.
No, I don't believe that's him talking at all. I feel like that's a mask that he's created
Yeah.
for online to generate attention, to generate controversy. Like he just said on this live, is like people only pay attention to entertainment. So he's using this all for entertainment purposes. It's not to do the right thing. It's not to actually come to an actual solution and come to an understanding. It's just to play games. And as you see online, disrespecting women and men. Sometimes you're gonna be my wife, and just being really disrespectful. He's online to play games.
Well, that's his way of trying to numb. He's trying to numb from what people are telling him because what people are telling him is real. And he knows that deep inside. But he has all of these entities on the side feeding him a bunch of stuff.
Yes, he's surrounded by other males who are under the same spell they are. They look up to Chief as their father figure, as somebody as a mentor. So it's difficult to go against your father. Somebody that you see as a father, is difficult to go against that. I want all the men to know at Carbonation that Chief has disrespected you in front of your face and behind your back. He does not have your best interest at heart. He thinks all of you are failures.
Yeah, we see it. And that's the thing. It's like people from the outside looking in, we see how he be treating you. Like I remember a while back, it was something with you and Sheba where you had called Sheba out on something. And you were standing strong behind what you were saying. Basically, she was making it about her, and I understood where you were coming from. So I seen how they tried to make it seem like you were flawed for your thoughts and everything. And I'm like, wait a minute now. She's making a lot of sense. Like, how is she flawed? I see the manipulation, and that's the thing that bothers me because y'all young, and I feel like what he does, he takes a lot of y'all problems and he holds that over y'all as a means to bring you back down. And to me, that's pure evil. Because how can you grow past anything if you have this person just keeping you where you at, stagnant and where you at? He don't want to see none of y'all grow.
Right. They see themselves as growing. They see carbonation as something that's beneficial because they're able to live in harmony with nature, and they're not really recognizing their true debilitations, what's keeping them in a stagnant place, which is not being transparent, not having courage in a moment and being able to speak up and stand up for themselves.
And you're supposed to be able to do that as a human.
This is the knowledge that they preach. So this is what they should be doing.
Right. And that's another thing. Like I noticed like a lot of things that he do is contradicting itself. He fixes things to work in his favor. like even with the situation with him and his, his situation. I ain't gonna say no names 'cause I don't care about all that no more. But if you notice, everything is geared around his happiness, and he changes the narrative to make things work for him. And then when y'all question him on it, y'all flawed. No, y'all not flawed. Y'all are right and exactly how y'all feel, because I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I went through stuff, and it's just like, don't use people what they went through as a means to discredit what they're saying, because that's messed up. And I see strength in you from day one. I'm not gonna lie. I said, this girl, I could tell. Like, I could look at people's body language in their eyes, and I could tell when they really are thinking, and they really like, okay, no, this ain't right here. You know what I'm saying? But you were going with the flow of things, and that's basically what they all are doing. I see it in all of them. It's like you can't fake emotion, no matter what you're saying out your mouth. Even I don't know Nu's real name, but he, like, when I was talking to him, Tory, I seen the look in his face. It was very distant. It was almost like he was trying to push his real thoughts and feelings back so he could say what he said. But I didn't feel like he really felt the way he felt when he was talking about fuck Tory. He tried to make it seem like, oh, I'm talking about the lower self. But you're in your lower self. You're saying fuck the mother of your child. That's in your lower self. And you're doing it to appease somebody who don't have no respect for your relationship because they got what they want. That's selfish. So it's just like, you keep, all I want to say to you is you're not wrong in your feelings and what you're doing for you and your child. And, he needs to snap out of it. I don't know how he will, but the same way you did, I just feel like Nubian, he wanted to leave a long time ago. He's playing a role. I really feel like that in my soul.
Yes, he's in it, like, yes, that's exactly what he's doing. He's playing a role. Like you said, you could feel that he was pushing his true thoughts to the back in order to keep up this facade. That's the mask. That's his online persona that he's living up with. This is the character that he's choosing to go with. It's a Pisces energy thing. A lot of them have these Saturn and Pisces, and they'll just keep up this. They'll allow the world to make them this thing, and this is who they're choosing to be. They're choosing to be this character and play that character, no matter if it's wrong or not.
And then in the process of doing all of this, you're hurting real people. Like, I spoke to him about, his children, and how they always talk about I'm going to get off soon, but I really wanted to talk to you because I like you a lot. I just like you have a strong energy with you. And I want you to keep that energy and keep that focus for real, for real. And your daughter is beautiful. Yeah, what I was about to say. See, I lose my train of thought. That's why I be talking like fast. Because I be trying to get everything out. I don't be trying to be rude and talk over people, but I have this thought, and then it's just like, oh, I gotta get it out. I gotta get it out.
No, speak.
Yeah, but you're doing the right thing by you and your child. And at the end of the day, it's just like he said. I'm gonna quote him on what he said. It is what it is, and anything that's meant to be, it will find its way. Nothing can stop the universe when it's meant. Period. And this is what I tell my daughters all the time. Sometimes things happen to get you out your comfort zone, to move forward. Because if it don't happen, then you're going to stay in that place. So don't look at anything bad as bad all the time. Sometimes these things have to occur in order for you to move forward. Because if it don't, then, you become complacent. You become comfortable in it. So it's just like, I know you're hurting. And I know you love him. And I'm never going to try to take away from that. That is the father of your child. But you have to do what's best for you and your mental and your health. And just like he was saying, something about he got to work on himself. I said, yeah, you're right. You need to work on yourself before you can be anything for anybody. And then he talking about sucking his thing. That's all cheap words or elegy holes words. He's saying all of that crazy crap. This is how I know that he's not speaking for himself, because he's starting to sound like somebody that he's not.
Yeah, he's just taking all of what he sees Chief do on lives, telling people we're gonna rape him. You my wife. He just
Come on, man. You ain't never thought like that before. As long as I've been watching, I've never seen him speak like that before. And I know it's a side to him, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be with him. And it's a side to you that you drew out that other side. You see that other side of him. And I feel like that's why you went back, you know, to try to snap him out of it. So
Yeah,
everybody asking why she went back. I feel like she went back because she was trying to
that's
draw
very
him out.
true. I'm glad you said that. That's very true. That's something that I always spoke about. Like, I went back to try and snap him out of it. And when I went back, I realized at that point that he was aware of the manipulation. When I'm thinking I'm going back to snap him out of something. But then I started seeing that he was aware of the manipulation, and he was starting to take on more and more of the characteristics of Chief. And then that's when I started pulling myself away, because I'm starting to see you're starting to do the same things that Chief is doing.
Yeah.
You're starting to do the same manipulation and ridiculing that Chief does. You're doing the same thing now at this point. So he sees this as experience. He sees this as him coming into being a man, and it's the complete opposite.
Yeah,
you know, if he would, like you said, if he would be his true self and actually speak those thoughts, he's actually, I feel that he would have been a better leader than he is right now. He has the aspects for it, but he allows his doubt. He allows his idealism to keep him in his lower self.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I just feel like the common denominator is, you know, the lower energies that I feel is surrounding him, and, you know, making him feel like he's justified in what he's doing, and he's not. And he knows that. But I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And please stay focused and love on that beautiful baby. Can I see her? I don't want to sound like a creep. I ain't no creep. I got 7 children. Hi, beautiful.
She's sweet.
Like, oh, she's sleeping. She is adorable.
I'm thankful.
I love her. Babies are so sweet, and I love babies. Well, you have a good one, love, and just stay up and stay focused. You're doing good.
All right, I'm thankful. Peace.
Bye. Peace.
All right. Yeah. If this live is for everybody to call in. Call in. I'm calling out the women of Carbonation. Y'all can come and speak. We want to hear about your experiences. We want to hear about how they're justified. And that you're okay with what's going on. I genuinely want to hear you tell people that the way you've been treated and the way that you're treating yourself is of self-love. And that you're doing the righteous thing. All right, I'm about to add y'all in the room. Yeah, y'all can call Aya over here. Call Aya. Let me add spiritually speaking. I'm adding spiritually speaking to the room, except the call.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
How you
You
doing?
want to call me when you pull over?
I'm about to pull over right now. I just said when I get on with y'all, I was gonna pull over. Can you hear me
Yeah, I
good?
can hear you good. No, okay, hold on. I want to say something real quick. No, none of the I don't think Aya's blocked. So I mean, there are some pages that are unblocked of Carbonation's page, so they can just come to my page and call in if they want. Yeah. All right. Spiritually speaking, what's up? What you got to say? I know you got a lot on your mind.
What I want to ask you is, I think this is a question that should be asked for the women, women who are interested in men who have children already and want to have relationships with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you had your interest in New, and you knew that he already had children, that he wasn't taking care of, and that he had left. What was your state of mind that made you feel as though he would take care of your child if you had a child with him? Because I think a lot of
this is a good question. So I want to speak out about this. When I found out that he had other children, mind you, I wasn't aware of the way that he left or anything. I just knew that he had children, and I'm under the perception anybody that has children that has joined Carbonation, they weren't able to bring their children with them. Like it was like a complete no. There's no way that their children can be there with him. So I was under that perception. When we didn't really talk about it much until I would say like maybe a couple months into the relationship, I started asking about his children because he ended up telling me that his his ex-wife, that she wanted to be like, she was going to join carbonation. I'm like, oh really? Like, she wanted to join carbonation? Like, yes, we can do this polygamous thing, we can have your kids, I'm pregnant, we can have, like, you know, we could build our tribe, we can have our tribe together. And so I spoke with her on and off. Well, it wasn't really on and off initially. We were speaking for a while, like, you know, we were planning things out. She was expressing to me her concerns. She spoke to me about how he left. The way he left was really dishonorable, and it's something that he's ashamed about as well. I'm not gonna get into that, but I didn't think that he would ever leave for me. Let me make that clear. I thought I made that clear last night. I never thought that he would leave carbonation for me. It was definitely a desire of mine. You know, you hope for the best, like, oh, I hope that he would do this, but I didn't have really high standards of him leaving. Like, anytime that I asked to leave or said that I wanted to leave, I never asked him to come with me because I already knew where his loyalty stood. I just didn't understand my self-worth. I didn't have self-worth at the time, and I thought that was something that I wanted to attach myself to.
So would you say that you really investigated him as a father and his relationship to his children? Did you really, like, investigate that? Because
No,
one thing that I do is, I don't, like, when I know a man got children, the first thing I want to know is, what's your relationship like with your children? Do you take care of your children? Do your children know who you are? Do you get along with the mother? If you don't get along with the mother, it's an immediate turn off for me.
Right.
I'm not interested. I don't even want to build with him.
I'm glad that you said that. I suggest that any woman that's thinking to get with a man and he has children, that is perfect, to see how they treat their children, how their relationship is with their other children, because he has to play the role of a man and a father, and if he isn't doing that properly already, that's a red flag, and it's not something that you want to attach yourself to. It's like reading the fine print.
Yeah. And then another question I want to ask you was, I heard you earlier when you had told the Kulu that one of the things that drew you to go to carbonation was, you know, living in nature, doing the gardening and things like that. Did you know about astrology before you went to carbonation, or was that one of the things that drew you to carbonation?
That was one of the things that drew me to carbonation, because my mother actually, she was really big into astrology, but it was more of like the zodiac signs, just the sun signs. She would always go to the library and get books and read about like Chinese astrology and things like that. So then when I saw, I'm thinking there's only a sun sign. So when I saw, when I was hearing the teachings about getting your natal chart done and that you have more than one, and then I started studying myself, I fell in love with it. I thought it was amazing. And then when I actually joined carbonation, I bonded with Aya over astrology. We would read our charts together, and it just kind of spiraled from there, me feeling really passionate about astrology.
Would you say that, because I think a lot of people get drawn into carbonation because of the astrology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know,
that's very true. That is very true. They look at the debilitations, their debilitations and things like that, and then they're like, oh, they see past members as if they're just in a debilitation, or they see that astrology is true and they feel like, oh, because this is true, he's the truth.
Right.
No, he said something that was true, but that did not make him the truth.
Right. And do you think, from your observation when you was there, because one of the reasons why I started following, because, I study astrology. I've been studying it for over 24 years, numerology and all that. And I knew right away when he was talking astrology, that was the thing that really got people. I was like, he getting me in with that astrology, because everybody wanted to know, the mystical part of why they are the way they are. Right. Everybody wants to know what you know about them that they might want you to know, but don't want to tell you unless you kind of know already. He knows that about people, and I feel like that's how he, got people in with using astrology. But as I listened to him, especially 3 years ago when I very first, came to know about him, I could see that he was very, very early in astrology, very, very young, very, very much so a baby in astrology. And a little bit that he knew that he was telling people about, they didn't even know that, but they thought because he knew it, he knew a whole lot. But if you pay close attention to him, he doesn't even remember the aspects in his own chart. I heard him ask somebody, hey, what's that aspect in my chart that I like so much? He don't even study himself through astrology.
No,
so everything that he's telling y'all to do with astrology.
Yeah, he's just recently started. He's just recently started looking into himself more with the with Eliana Velvet trying to leave and come back. That's when he actually started looking at his chart, but he still doesn't really acknowledge his debilitations. It's just more of a like, well, that's what makes me cheat.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the reason why he started looking into it is because, you know, I did 2 videos with him, and I sent the videos to him, and he watched the videos because he came and made comments on the videos. That's when I started seeing him get his chart out more, start talking about his chart more. And after I sent that video to him and Eliana. So he started to see that it was, you know, more to it, as far as looking at that person's aspects and their charts, because he claims he pairs people up through astrology, but he can't possibly do that with all the challenges that people have.
Right.
So I knew that he wasn't really practicing astrology the way that he claims to.
No.
And he, like you said, he just recently started looking into himself. So for all of y'all out there that's depending on him to tell you something about yourselves, he hasn't even gotten himself down yet through astrology. So how the hell can he teach y'all anything about it?
Right.
You have to teach yourself. You have to learn this on your own.
Right.
Anybody, whenever you depend on somebody to do something for you, even astrology, yeah, they might tell you some things about you that's true, but you really know yourself better than anybody know you.
Yeah.
So when you study yourself through astrology, can't nobody really tell you nothing about yourself that you really don't know.
Right. That's
and you'll know when you're being fooled.
That's true. But you know, the debilitations, you can see somebody's debilitation playing out, and that'll play as a weakness in them. The astrology kind of plays as a weakness for people in carbonation as well, even though they can see a certain debilitation play out, and because they were able to call out that debilitation in them, it makes them feel like it's justified that they're doing the right thing to stay. It's really not.
Right.
It's just playing into another debilitation that you're not acknowledging. New has Aries Sun, Pisces Moon. One of the main debilitations of this combination is that you can idealize mentors. And even when you've made them, it literally says this with Aries Sun, Pisces Moon. Even when you recognize that this person is of low morals and you've made a mistake, it's hard for you to let go. Ask New. Y'all can ask New this. He's read it in his chart. He chooses to ignore it. He's doing that right now. That is a debilitation that he's playing into.
Also, too, with having an Aries Sun and a Pisces Moon, you know, he's already impulsive.
Right.
He's already impulsive, and he jumps into things quickly. And you know, Aries could be very egotistic and egoic. So with the Pisces Moon, he can brush over his egotism through playing victim too. Yeah. Through playing victim.
Yes, that definitely
and then allowing himself.
That's so true.
Yeah. He can brush over that, and then he goes the further. What he'll do is he'll allow himself to go further into the victim mode to justify the ego that he's just really, because like I feel what I see from him is that he's afraid to be responsible for the children that he's made. And because he's been gone for them so long. See, the more we talked about this on the Saturn, when we were talking about the building on the Saturn, the further away you get from your responsibility, the more of a burden it becomes. And so he's been away from his responsibility for so long, not paying child support or whatever, that if he go back, he's too weak right now to even want to have the strength to go against that karma. Because what he's doing is he's making his karma bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And every time Saturn aspects something in his chart, he's going to feel it more. And so with him having a Pisces moon, he's just putting himself further and further into the delusion and the illusion that, and he's comfortable with doing that because it helps him to get, you know, to brush over the ego, to brush over his mistakes, to justify his mistakes. And he's comfortable with doing that. That's why the longer that people stay in carbonation, the further and further and further, the more deeper they get into the 12th house aspects. Now, when I did when I first started looking at people in carbonation, I had guessed that a lot of them was 12th house influence. And in Nature Boy's chart, he has Jupiter in the 12th house. So this is the reason why he appeals to so many people on a subconscious level and able to get, you know, to grab them with the illusion. Is because he has Jupiter, the planet of abundance, in the 12th house. Then he got Venus in Pisces, which rules the 12th house. Pisces rules the 12th house. So he good at making you see all those beautiful things, you know, that you need to see to feel like you're going, like he can rescue you, the victim in you, rescue that part of you, right? But reality, we know that when the fog lifts, not being able to see the forest for the trees, when you finally see that forest, you're like, oh my God, I'm in a goddamn fortress here. how the hell do I get out of this shit, right? So that's how he affects people.
Right. I have a question for you. Do you have any knowledge on North nodes?
I have not knowledge that I could like draw back up in my memory right now. Okay. I would probably have to go sift through my books. Okay. I don't really get into them. What do you know? You tell me about what you.
The question I had was because Nu has a Scorpio North node, and this is something that he always brings up. He feels like he has to let go of everything in order to be truly in his North node. It's Scorpio in the second house, so polar opposites. Now, what I gathered from reading about his North node, he can become a materialistic person. That's what the Scorpio wants you to do. That not become so materialistic. But when you also read into it, I was reading that. That this person can cling on to values and whether wrong or not, just out of a sense of control. That's what I was reading about it. So I just wanted to see if you had any knowledge because I wanted.
You said it's Scorpio in the second house.
It's Scorpio in the second house.
So what is to your knowledge? What exactly? Because I know wherever your North node at. Your South node going to be in the opposite house.
Right. So Scorpio is in the sign of Scorpio in the second house. So it's literally like the opposite. It's opposite.
And then he has the South node in the 8th house, right? And so that means the sign that rules his.
Right.
Yeah. So that means the sign that rules his second house that rules his second house is opposite of the sign that rules his second house. You get what I'm saying? Taurus normally rules that house, and he got the opposite of Taurus, Scorpio, on that house.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Okay, so the second house is like the house of possessions, the things you own, the things that you want to accumulate through your finances, and so if you put Scorpio on there, that Scorpio has to do with sex. Okay, so it can also manifest as being possessive in a sexual way. Okay, it can manifest that way. And can you hear that?
Yeah.
I hope it ain't too loud. I'm trying to cut. I don't know where it's at. My other phone. Okay, went on. Yeah. So that second, where's the Pluto at? Do you know where the Pluto is?
Where his Pluto? Pluto's in Scorpio, I think. I'm pretty sure it's in Scorpio.
So it's in the same house? With the North node?
I would have to check. I don't remember off top what house.
We can talk about that offline. Yeah. We can talk about it offline. Yeah. We'll go. We've been talking a little bit lately, so we can build on that.
But tag your name in the comments. Put your name in the comments so I can pin the comment. People are asking for your page. All right. I'm second caller. I want you to call me offline so we can build about astrology.
Yeah. Okay. We will.
All right. Peace.
All right. It's nice talking to you.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna put her. When she comments her name, I'm gonna pin it so y'all can go at her. She's been doing astrology for 20 years, so I would definitely go get a reading by her. Go peek into her mind. All right, let me see. I'm trying to add somebody else. Let me pin this name. All right, that's her page. So yeah, I'm asking Carbonation if they want to join. I'm asking Carbonation fans and supporters of Carbonation if they want to build on why they think this is appropriate. As you see, it's constant deflection. No one's really answering questions. So that should be self-explanatory. I'm going to end this live. I'm going to come right back in. I'm going to lay Nubia down. But we're going to continue. I'm going to let more people in the room. What's up? Hey, y'all. I really want y'all to peep game. Peep game on how they're not addressing any of the situations that's happened at Carbonation. Peep game on how they're just deflecting and they're trying to cover it up with knowledge. They're trying to cover it up with grounding. Like I said, grounding does not make you a good person. I wasn't there with Mama Nine. I don't know anything about her situation. Like I said, if any past Carbonation members want to speak on here, call in. They're deflecting hard body. Hard. That's what they say. Hard bodied. That's exactly what they're doing. Let me see. Oh, y'all kept saying at Arona's bullshitting. I thought she was a troll page. Apparently she's not, but I'm about to add somebody else in. They are dodging questions hard bodied. Like, it's crazy. Peace, what's going on?
Hello, how are you?
What's up? I'm good.
So, I'm calling in because I've been watching this for a while, and I'm calling in because I feel like at some point you're gonna have to accept accountability on your end as well, because
On my end?
yes, on your end, and
Yes, I definitely accept accountability.
I'm not here to like try to argue or anything like that.
No.
My whole thing is I just feel like, so the last time you left, when you did do your lives, because usually when you leave, you don't do anything, you don't say anything, and that's fine. But the pattern that I've peeped is when you start to miss a Nubian or whatever, this is when you speak out about this type of stuff.
Yeah, that's very true. Would you like to know why?
I mean, I you can explain why.
It's something that you brought up. I want to address it. Yes, it's something. Of course, I was connected to him, so of course I have love for him. Now I begin to speak out because one, I initially, like you said, I don't initially say anything because I want to live in peace. I want to leave the way I came in. I want to come in with peace. I want to leave with peace. I don't want any drama. If that's what it is, that's what it is, and I'm gonna dip out. But the level of manipulation and things that happen at Carbonation, I feel like it has to be spoken about. And if these get swiped under the rug, that's when the illusions come in. Of feeling like what Carbonation is doing are okay, that when these things get swiped under the rug, when they get swept under the rug, the illusions come in, where it seems as if Carbonation is they're righteous and if they're morals. And so that's why I speak out on it, not only just to make everybody aware, but keep me in the mindset of why I left.
Right.
Because no, I could be like, oh, I miss him. He was my best friend. But then when I think about the reality of the situation, he knows that Chief tries to manipulate me. He's seen Chief try and manipulate me. He sees Chief manipulate other people. He sees how Chief talks down.
He manipulates you.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. He's aware of it. He does the same thing. He's taking on those same characteristics. So I speak out about it to keep me in reality and to keep other people in reality and informed about what's going on. What are you choosing to support? All of you Carbonation members, what are you supporting? They're all quiet. Have you noticed that? I take accountability for my actions, and that's why I'm speaking out about it, because I feel like it's my responsibility. Let me make that very clear. This is what I said in the last live. I feel like it's my responsibility because I went there creating an illusion as well, making people think that this is the lifestyle they wanted to live. Now I have to take myself out of it and show them like, okay, y'all, this is not it. This is not the real wave. This is how you're going to do it. This is how you should do something. Anything else but that way. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Right. I feel it. Okay. And I did have one more question.
Yeah.
What house and sign is your Mercury in?
My Mercury is Capricorn in the 8th house.
Okay. That's all.
Why?
My main thing was I really just felt like a lot of the people that tune into this type of stuff, they feel like y'all are scammers. And
what am I asking for?
Well, no. I don't believe that. I'm saying people believe that because what happens is someone leaves and then they come back, and when they come back, you guys Carbonation gets more donations.
That's not true. Carbonation doesn't get more donations. I don't
know. Listen. I don't know what's true or what's not true. I don't know. What I'm saying is, it's the main thing when you went live this time. I am glad that you are speaking out, but I really wish that, you know, that more of y'all would speak out. And it's like when y'all leave, y'all are like, I'm not gonna say y'all because you aren't, obviously, but most of the time when a person leaves, they are silent. And I understand that, because getting attacked by several hundred people and getting several hundred DMs is stressful and it can be paralyzing. But at the same time, I just really want ex-Carbonation members, because I know there are some in the room, I just want y'all to understand that when y'all leave and you don't stand up for the abuse and manipulation that goes on over there, you are complicit in that. Because there are people, again, everybody over there is grown and they can do what they want. But if you know something is wrong, wrong is wrong. It don't matter, you know, what message it is or anything like that. Wrong is wrong. And I'm not saying like, oh, go live just to spill tea or anything like that. But
no, it's just
I feel
to
like
spread
the more
awareness.
people that stand up, the easier the more people that stand up, the easier it'll be to expose, you know, this
I
abuse
agree
and
with that.
manipulation.
I definitely agree with that.
I feel like
anybody that was a part of Carbonation and has experienced the manipulation should speak up about it. Like I said before in my last live, that's what Nana was going to do. She was talking about going on Dr. Phil. She was talking about coming on my page and speaking up about it, but she went back. And now she's quiet. Like every other member there. Quiet.
Right.
Nothing to say now.
Exactly. And the most alarming thing about all of this to me is I feel like he targets really young women, like very young, and it's like, okay, you're 18, you can do what you want, but the brain isn't even fully developed until mid-20s, you know, so it's easier for him to manipulate young women, you know, like yourself. I'm like I said, I'm not trying to like attack you or like, you know, anything like that. I'm just calling out like I see it, because I was watching when you first joined, and I did, like a previous caller had said, I did see that you did have like a fire about yourself. So I already knew, like, you know, eventually, you know, that you were going to be one of the ones to stand up. But I just really want everybody that's watching to understand that although that these are grown people, these are very young adults, and their brains are not fully developed, and they're being manipulated by. I really feel like calling him like a master chief or anything like that is really not worth it, or it don't really even really gives us a full idea of what he really is, because he has serious mental issues. He has very serious he's not mentally stable.
That's very true.
Yeah, he's not mentally stable at all. And a lot of these kids, because that's what they are. I'm sorry, that's what y'all are. Y'all are kids, you know, going over there. Y'all intentions are pure, but it becomes twisted, you know. And I just really want everybody watching to understand that, like, okay, they going over there, they get passed around, they're hoes, they choose to do this. No, that's not how sexual coercion works. These are very young kids that she's taking advantage of.
Speak on that.
Yeah,
sexual
and I really want y'all to understand that. I'm sorry?
I'm glad you brought that up. I want to get into that later. That's real. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I want you to come back on with some info on sexual coercion. Can you do that?
I'm sorry?
Can you come back on here with information on sexual coercion?
Oh, I have information on sexual coercion, baby. I can come back anytime you need to. We can talk
about
it.
All right, I'm going to add you back in later.
Okay.
All right, peace. Get your info ready, because I want to talk about it. Oops. I'm saying, I guess what I'm saying. I'm trying to add y'all in the room. So who do y'all want me to add? I'm going to turn the comments back on. Y'all were wilding, so I turned them off. I think y'all should start holding Carbonation accountable for their actions. Y'all should start asking serious questions. Stop asking questions about grounding. Stop asking questions about quantum physics. Start asking questions about their morals. The thing that's truly supposed to sustain the community is their morals. So please ask about the foundation of Carbonation. Or on this bullshit. Yeah, you can come in now. Let me see. I don't know. It's like not letting me. Let me see. I think I can ask to call you in. Hello?
What up? Hey,
Hey,
Capricorn.
what's going on?
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm blessed and oh, hold on. Let me put this on mute. I got my TV on too loud. Sorry about that.
You're
How are
good.
you doing today? How's the
You're good.
baby?
She's good. She just woke up. Give me one sec.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody.
All right, you can speak up. You can go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, number one, I want to ask you a question. Like, I was in and out of. Hey, Peanut, look at her smiling. Look at that juicy face. Hey, juicy
Yeah.
face. Okay, so I was in and out, trying to get your attention. I think I tried like probably 5 or 6 times.
In the last live?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
this
I
live
thought you were
too.
a troll page, so I wasn't
No,
adding
no,
you in.
no,
And then I
no,
saw
no,
the comments.
ma'am.
They were saying you're a real person. So
No,
we're
ma'am.
here.
I am a troll for one specific person, and it has nothing to do with you. Okay?
Right. All right.
So I actually am invested in hoping that you are bettering yourself. So the question I have for you, number one, is:
Mhm.
are you looking for and please don't take this the wrong way, but
No, no.
psychiatric help?
No, y'all are asking good questions. Don't feel scared to ask questions. I will answer questions. I
Oh,
definitely
honey,
was
I'm a
looking for.
Capricorn like you, sweetheart. I'm New Year's Day.
No,
1-1.
I definitely looked into that. I was looking into deprogramming and
You
all
need
that of that
to.
nature. I have a therapist. So now let me say this. For
Okay.
deprogramming, for cults, I want you to
Yes.
understand how expensive this shit is and why a lot of people get sucked back in because it's difficult to go to deprogramming. I was
I
looking at a
understand.
deprogramming program. They do not accept insurance. All deprogramming programs do not accept insurance, one. And for like 3 days of deprogramming, it was $16,000.
Damn.
16, yes. So I do have a therapist, which is good. That helps a lot. But anybody that is, it's kind of sad. I think that's sad because cults are a real thing and something serious, and a lot of people aren't able to get help because of the cost of it. Now, I would suggest that people that they do make books. They do have information online from it, and that's just what I've been doing is just studying online and keeping myself mentally equipped with the knowledge of deprogramming.
Wow, that I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, it's no worries, no worries.
Because I really think that um, there's a lot of people out here in the universe
Hmm.
outside of what is from insurance that can pay for things, that can help you. But damn, 16,000, girl.
Yep, and they do not accept insurance. It's crazy. I know it's ridiculous. I just find that really sad. But a lot of them sell books and stuff. They sell things to help, or you can just go
Okay.
online and listen. So I would recommend that. That's what I've been doing. Do you
Okay.
have any other questions?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do. The other question I have for you is, excuse me, I'm trying to get over the flu. So in regards to little sugar mama's daddy,
Mm-hmm.
are you done with that situation?
Yeah, I'm done with that situation. He's choosing to do the wrong thing, and I don't want to make our lives a part of that.
I agree. I don't think you should. Are you going to get you a job?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'm working on
Wonderful.
stuff now.
All right, wonderful. And then also,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to actually ask you questions in regards to carbonation simply because that should not be a part of your life anymore.
Mm-hmm. What was the question?
And I said, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So what I'm saying is, I don't want to ask you questions in regards to carbonation
No, that's
because,
what this is about. You can ask me questions in
oh,
regards to
I can?
carbonation. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what this is about. That's what these lives are
Wonderful,
about.
wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of us have watched him and watched all of you guys
Mm-hmm.
be sucked in. What brought you there?
The knowledge is what brought me there.
What
Living in
what
harmony
what
with
is the
nature.
knowledge, girl? What's the knowledge?
Astrology, quantum physics, biology, epigenetics is the biology. Melanin, learning about melanin, creating
I
a
do, I
community
guys.
based in these, creating a community based in based in that knowledge. So a community of where people are living, not being poisoned by their water, not being poisoned by their food, being able to be connected to the earth and their natural resources abundantly as they should be able to without having to pay for them. Um, that was the knowledge.
Let me say something to you real quick. Number one, I'm not a troll. I'm not a troll at all. Um, and I'm definitely not a person that's trying to knock you down when you're in the state that you're in, sweetheart, because you're coming out of something traumatic. This is
Mm-hmm.
a traumatic experience that you experienced, right? So I have to respect that and
Mm-hmm.
I honor that, okay? So I'm not being mean to you. But what I'm saying to you, sweetheart, is
Mm-hmm.
that this knowledge that you've been fooled to believe exists within yourself.
So, okay. So let me make something clear. I'm aware that the knowledge exists within myself. That's why I was able to leave. I'm aware that
Yeah,
the knowledge is very true. The reason I
yeah,
joined carbonation is because I was creating a community, not just to do it by myself.
I get that.
I wanted like-minded people to be able to thrive as
Mhm.
I was.
I get that. I do get that. Yeah. And it's unfortunate that you thought you were going into a community in your head
Mm-hmm.
was going to be great, but it was ruled by a tyrant that had mental issues.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with you. So I have another question. So when you guys were in Honduras, was it
I was
Honduras?
never in Honduras.
Shit. Y'all was somewhere in Mexico. I don't know, child. Y'all was everywhere. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, when the police was called and they said it was a young person being tortured or whatever, and it was actually Eliana. And it wasn't a little child being hurt. It was Eliana.
Mm-hmm.
But have you guys actually, or well, have you actually witnessed brutality and disrespect to the women from Eligio? Because I refuse to call that motherfucker chief.
Yes, I
Excuse
have
my
witnessed
French.
that. I've seen that.
And so, why do you still call him chief?
I explained this last night. It's like a name. If I catch myself, then I'll
I
call him
missed
Nature
that.
Boy
I'm
and I'll
sorry,
call him something else. But it's like it's just a name that I see from him. I don't see him as my chief.
Nicola.
But if I catch myself about to call him chief, it's just habit. If your name is Arona, I could be calling you Arona's bullshit. Because that's your
Yeah,
name on Instagram.
yeah,
But your name isn't Arona's bullshit. But
right,
that's just
right,
how I
right.
address you. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And then the other question I had was, um, when you left, it was a very dramatic and major situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was scared for you. I really was because they
Mm-hmm.
surrounded the car and all that stuff. And you had to go down a hill.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you for the couple of days before you got back to the States?
I
Like,
was in
what
Panama
happened?
City. So I had to go to Panama City. So I'm not able to travel with Nubia because Nu is on her birth certificate and you need consent
Oh,
for both parents to travel out of the country, even if you're going back to your country of origin, which I think is silly. So I needed consent. They wouldn't allow me to
that's
fly. So I
weird.
was at a hotel in Panama City trying to um, get away, get it waived, the the consent from her father, trying to get the consent waived so Nubia and I can get back to the United States.
Okay. So the last question I have for you, are y'all safe now?
Yeah, we're safe. We're definitely
Are
safe.
you going back to carbonation?
No, I'm not going back to carbonation.
Will you talk to Eligio? Because I can't say
He
the other
he
word.
definitely doesn't want to talk to me. Because I'm
okay.
gonna ask the questions. They're in a deflecting thing. They're trying to cover up their wrongs. So they're I will definitely talk to him if he wants to talk. He can come to my live right now, but that's not what he wants to do.
And okay, so I get that. And the last thing I wanted to say was, did you see the video when he was on live, or Eliana was on live, and he was dancing with his baby and he got a heart on?
No, I did not see that video. I tell y'all, I don't watch Carbonation. So I can't comment on that. I don't know if that's even true. Because and that's what I was talking about earlier, that distracts from people actually accepting the message, shit like that. Because if that really didn't happen and people are like, oh, he's dancing with his daughter and his penis is erect, if that's not true and somebody else comes and stumbles upon that, that's just another way for Chief to play the victim role, as if he's just being attacked by people.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw it, and I saw the actual video, and he did. So just to be safe for yourself and your baby, stay away from him. And I speak love and blessings into you. Again, I'm not a troll. I don't mean no harm. I just had questions. So add Lurker Lex.
All right.
All right. Have a good night. Bye,
Peace.
baby.
Bye. I'm sorry, I look a little crazy right now. I didn't do my hair and stuff. I just kind of washed up. It's laundry day. Okay. All right, y'all got to comment in the comments if you're trying to request to come in, so I can just send you a request, because it's not letting me open the box. So if you sent a request to come in, comment. I'm waiting on y'all. Someone said he just had on sweats and a big D. Y'all perverts. Okay, so yeah, that might be the case. I don't know. I didn't see it. Tierra, turn off your alarm. All right, so hold on. Y'all got to comment, because I don't know who wants to come in the live. It said, let me come in. Curly Cookie. Curly Cookie. Cookie.
I
Hey.
know everybody. How you doing?
Hey.
I can't believe I'm alone with you. Oh wow, this is crazy. No, everybody's like commenting. I don't want to speak too much on the last person because she's definitely a troll. That lady is like going through her own struggles and they troll her. It's just trolling. What she does is exactly what Chief does to the people in Carbonation. It just doesn't make any sense to me for people to prey on people's struggles. But anyway, my question is, are you like going through any type of, I don't know if you can answer this already, but are you going through any type of legal battles with Nubian over your daughter?
No, I'm not going through any type of legal battles. I do intend on getting sole custody of her so I can travel freely, since he chooses not to be a part of her life. There's no sense in having to have that restraint
Right.
on us.
No, because I'm in a similar situation, and I worry a lot about certain, because I'm in America and my baby was born in America. It does kind of protect me, but I guess my other question would be, like, do you feel he would ever leave?
I have no idea. I hope that he chooses to do the right thing and he chooses to leave. But I have no idea if he'll ever leave.
And obviously his new direct it's obvious that it's just fake as hell. Like if anybody could see that, it's just fake as
His
hell
new
because at one
relationship
point.
is a security blanket to help him get over me, to keep him focused at carbonation and doing what Chief wants him to do. So
You
that's what
don't
that
think it's to
relationship
make
is
you
about.
to try to make you jealous? Like
Oh
you
yeah,
don't think
that's a
that was the
part of
same
it.
tactics used on Velvet? Like I feel like he did
That's a
the
part of
same
it.
thing.
That's
That is
definitely a part of it.
what happened to that at one point there was, I don't remember their names, but there was a couple that came with their kids.
Haru
And
and Harudi.
yeah, when y'all was in that big stupid house and
In
they
Panama
came and
or in
I
Mexico?
don't I think it was Mexico. It was definitely Mexico because that was around the time Velvet had her dad had came. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was in Mexico. And they
Right.
came and they had like electronics, he had the solar panels.
Oh yeah, that was Haru and Harudi. Yeah.
So what I don't understand, like what happened
What
there.
happened with them?
Yeah, like one minute they were there and the next minute they weren't.
So they came, they had electronics and things like that. They didn't have their children's passports. So they were in the country illegally and they had to leave. Yeah. And they had legal stuff going on, so they never came back, but they still support carbonation. They still
I saw that recently that they still support them. That's crazy. So does my question is this might be a little bit explicit. I don't know if people gonna say stuff about me for saying this, but does he like sleep with all of them at the same time? And that's just a question I've
the
been
women?
asking. Yes.
Yeah. He'll be like, okay, you come suck my dick. Okay, no, you come suck my dick. Okay, or you suck her nipple while I fuck her. It's not a very like sensual or passionate thing. It's just pretty much to get his rocks off. That's what that is.
Like a big ass orgy. Like always wondered about that. And Efru, like who is she with? Like I don't
I
understand.
have
Like
no idea. I don't follow up on carbonation. Recently I don't watch them.
okay. My biggest question was, does he sleep with them all at the same time? That was my biggest question. It seems obvious, but you never know. You never know. But I don't have any more questions. Thank you for accepting me.
All right, no worries. Peace. All right. You over it? Cause I'm over it. Y'all not asking any good questions. I'm about to get off of here. Just hold carbonation accountable for their actions. You see they scared, they don't want to answer any questions. That should be proof enough that they frauds, they're scammers, and to not feed into the bullshit. So peace. Love myself.